Hey folks, welcome to my shed project. This isn't going to be a how-to video and more of a how much and how hard type of a video. I'll give you the how much part right now so you're not waiting around. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen since I don't have my receipts in front of me at the moment. Bam, there you go. That's how much it costs to build this. It is a 12 by 12, 8-foot walls, and the 3 feet to the ridge. Keep in mind that price is in Canadian dollars since that's where I am. Also, most of the stuff for this shed, with the exception of only the vinyl siding, everything came from Home Depot or Lowe's, including the door and the window. So, how hard? Well, mileage may vary. The hard parts is putting the aspenite sheeting on the roof. They're not that heavy, but when you're climbing a ladder and you've got one in one hand and you're trying to shimmy it onto a roof that doesn't exist yet, that's the hard part. Other than that, you're just working one board at a time, one nail at a time, one block of concrete at a time. Not that hard. Nothing really that complex since it's just a hollow shed. There's no wiring, there's no plumbing. At this stage, if this is all you want, 5 out of 10 difficulty. So I'm going to try to summarize in like 20 or 30 seconds all of the steps. I'm going to miss a couple, but you can kind of fill in the blanks. So step 1, get your permit if you need one, if you feel like getting one. Find where it's going to go, square it off, dig past the sod. You don't want to put your pavers directly on the sod. So cut out the grass, remove any of the loose crap. Put down some aggregate, paver, stack it up, make it level. Once you're done that, build your base, square it off. You could use a big long tape and go from corner to corner until you get the same number, or you could do the kind of 3 foot, 4 foot, and then your hypotenuse should be 5 feet, and you just adjust until you get that mark. Don't forget your joist hangers. I put paper, tar paper, beneath the floor, or between rather, the floor and my subfloor, just to keep that ground moisture out. After that, start framing your walls. Now that you get a nice big flat area to work with, frame your walls, stand them up, sides, back, front. Sheet them. Sheet your walls. That'll give them rigidity. Other than that, it will be like a stack of cards. Then you can move on to the roof. I hung my ridge first, and then I brought my rafters up to the ridge. You don't need to do fancy math when you're cutting out the bird, what are they called? Bird mouths, where the rafter sits on top of the wall. No fancy math, okay? Just hold it up, take a block of wood, once you've test fitted it and it's perfect, figure out how many you need and cut them all, and then have a friend help you nail them in. Once that's on, sheet the roof, tar paper, shingles, siding, hang your door and your window. That's pretty well it. Now, to keep it extra simple, instead of doing a skid type of base, I basically framed out the base the same way that you would frame a wall, 16 centers. I'm supported in my corners only. It's quicker, it's easier, it's cheaper. And the cherry on the cake is if in 2 or 3 years from now, this whole thing starts to sink or settle, I can take a jack, stick it under whatever corner is low, pump it up and shim it. Easy. Coming inside. I made a couple mistakes. I'll show them to you so that you don't make the same things. On this wall, when I started my 16-inch centers, I started it at the beginning of my wall and not the beginning of where the sheet is going to land. So instead of ending in the middle here, it ended kind of here. So rather than rebuilding my wall, I just nailed on a 2x4. pressure treated bottom plate. I put a sill gasket under it, mostly to keep bugs out. For the roof situation, I've got an 8-inch ridge, 2x6 rafters, 24-inch centers, and 5/8-inch aspenite. I think it looks nice and clean. It'll be easy to insulate. Makes the room look huge. I like it. So I have to be honest, for the roof, when we bought this place, they had about 15 bundles of shingles behind that shed. So all I had to buy for the roof was nails and a roll of tar paper. So if you don't have extra bundles of shingles laying around, I'd probably add about 500 bucks to that price that I gave you just a minute ago. On the floor, I went with tongue and groove, I think 5/8. I can't quite remember. And underneath of this, I will mention, between the floor joists and this, I put a membrane to prevent the ground moisture from affecting it. Other than that, she's sealed off. See if you can see it. There you go. So I'm covered. Oh yeah, joist hangers. See, I'm not cheating. And I also put down some of this paper. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I had it, so I threw it down. Well, I'm running out of things to talk about, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Hopefully this was somewhat inspiring. If you were thinking about taking on a project like this, honestly, go for it. Not that hard. Just takes a bit of time, a bit of money, lots of patience. And if you're still not feeling it, there's nothing wrong with hiring a contractor. You're going to get a better end result for the money than any of these shed kits that you can buy. Cheers, folks. We'll see you in the next one.